Video that you're getting ready to watch is about watching me use this rope as a canoe oar and how beneficial it is so that I can keep my legs out of this horse and just bring the life up with this thing, with this rope like this, and have him step away without me using my legs. So in that instance, it would be like the oar at the front of a boat, and the boat, front of the boat's going away. But if I use it back here, then it's like the oar at the back of the boat. So now we've got the front of the boat just going in the direction of travel based on the digging motion that I'm getting in that out of the water with this canoe oar. So anyway, this is just a creative way to help get a horse riding one-handed and agreeing with you, instead of tipping their nose the wrong way and arguing with you when you ask a horse to go off. They should just automatically go in the direction you want them to go without being argumentative about it, and when they are, it's a lot of fun. And then I just use this canoe oar a little bit, to bring the life up, and when the life comes up, then left and right becomes real easy. It's kind of like in the old days before, believe it or not, there was a day before power steering, and you could get in a car that didn't have power steering, and if it was sitting still, you could pull on that steering wheel, and you can't hardly get them wheels to turn because of the weight of the car wanted to hold those wheels stationary. But as soon as that movement took place, then that car would steer just about as easy as they do now with power steering. So that's what one of the benefits that comes in using a tool like this to keep that life brought up in the motor of the horse, so to speak, so that we've got useful energy that we can direct real easy, and we don't have to pull on them very hard. So, I think you're really going to enjoy that video. Today I'm on a young horse that had been in reining horse training, and it kind of rejected it, and so there we're a lady that owns it wants him to be a kind of an all-around horse, and that's primarily what I do, is a lot more versatility kind of stuff. So I wanted to show you though, and how I'm going to use this rope to help me, because this horse, I'll turn him around and I'll use my leg and watch his tail. When my legs are involved, this horse is troubled, and he's exhibiting his troubledness with his tail. So I'm going to use this rope to help me. And I use this rope much like in the same aspect of a zero-turn lawnmower. Let's use that for example. And if that mower is idling, and I turn the mower deck on, especially if I'm in grass, tall grass, it's probably going to kill the engine. But if I've got it wide open, now I can move the lawnmower, I can turn the mower deck on, and things just engage smoothly, and things seem to work. So that's what this is going to be for me, is a way to bring the life up in this horse's body without having to use my legs, because I think the leg pressure is what this horse had rejected, part of it anyway, and what he didn't want to work to. So we've got to have some other way of communicating. So I use this rope kind of like a canoe oar. Say I'm in a canoe right here, and I want to go this way. If I use this rope like an oar right back here, and I put that canoe oar in the water, that automatically takes the front end of that horse, the front end of the canoe, out here. Now, if I want to go the opposite way, then I'm going to bring the canoe oar forward and see him turning away from that energy. I'm not hitting him. I've just got the energy brought up out here. So it's a way for me to bring the life up and get this horse where he can move forward. I like my horses to have their head up a little bit more I don't want him looking at the ground right there in front of me. So I want to bring that life up, get his head picked up a little bit, have him walking out there pretty nice, and then I can ask him to turn around, keep my legs completely out of him, barely use the bridle rein, and have him step around there pretty decent, you know, and his tail was pretty still there. What's the difference when I go down there and use my legs? I go down here and ask him to turn around in the same place, same direction, but this time I'll put my leg on, and look what his tail's doing. You see? So he's telling me, stop doing that with your feet. So I've got to have some other way of communicating my idea to this horse. So I just kind of mill around up here, moving this rope around, letting it move around and bring the life up. See him get forward right there. When he got forward nicely, he stepped up, he picked his front end up, which makes him more useful, makes it easier for him to do the things that we need him to do. So let's see, he probably never had a loop swung on him. Let's see what happens when I shake out a loop. You know, if you're on a horse that you're pretty sure has never been roped on, don't just start out swinging that rope around his head. Let him see it. See, let that horse see that rope. He's also stepping away from that rope to the left, which is what I'm wanting right here, is to get that energy picked up. So I'm going to keep swinging though, and I'm going to move it back a little bit and have him turn towards it. Have him turn towards it. Now this time I'm going to pick it up, bring it up over his head, out to the side a little bit. Little troubled bite, but not bad. So just like I use the flag, I'm using it in a desensitizing way, but I'm also using it in a sensitizing way to get some life down to his feet. And when it came up off the ground there, it was like a snake coming up off the ground. He wasn't too sure about that. So we'll let him, I'm going to drag that rope here a little bit. Let him kind of get used to this thing following along behind him. He doesn't have to be bothered by anything. That rope is not going to hurt him. He just doesn't know. He's probably never seen this before. Let him feel it there on his rump just a little bit. There, nice and easy. Now when it starts coming up off the ground, I need to be careful right here, because if it comes over and gets underneath his nose, he's liable to jump up and be bothered more than I want him to be bothered with. So just a way to help me get this horse used to the movement, a way to increase the life in his body, get his head picked up, and another way to communicate down to his feet without using my legs. So I think it'll let this horse mentally relax, so he's not expecting to get hurt, and perhaps he can, you know, go on and make a good all-around horse. I believe he will. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you like the content that we're putting out, it is free to you. I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. That really helps to grow our audience, and I appreciate you being along with us. Thank you very much.